Hello everyone and welcome to the program. I'm Sean Kimalia, Channel Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. The Buhari government first term in office will be over in 3 days, and the import of whatever this government has done will be judged based on what was promised, weighed side by side with what has been delivered. Promises versus performance. Aside provision of electricity, roads and other amenities, the promise, this government said it will feed school children for free, it will give poorest of the poor stipend and several other social welfare incentives. Are those currently happening? Well, we did say that you should let us know how you would assess the Buhari's first term in office and what you think should be the priorities for this government in the next 4 years as you voted them into office. So, hashtag what Buhari must do and hashtag second term agenda. One person that is perhaps being assessing this government, especially on the areas and sectors we shall be dissecting tonight, is a wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari. The woman that's perhaps being one of the strongest critics. She's on the inside of the government. Well, she's being a critic of her husband's government. This time around, she's graded the government, and on the social investment program, and her marking is not encouraging at all. She said the programs have failed. In her own words, as she was reported, Mrs. Buhari said, and I quote, "So I do not know where the social investment, maybe it worked out in some state. In my own state, only a local government benefited out of the 22. I did not ask what happened, and I don't want to know, but if it failed woefully in Kano, it is not a good sign, and it's not a good thing." End of quote. I went further to say, I was expecting that 500 billion naira to be utilized in different methods in the north for the aim to be achieved. I don't know the method they said most of the northern states do not get it. My state do not get it. Those are the words of Mrs. Aisha Buhari, the wife of the president, criticizing the social investment program. So let's get perspective to this one, everyone. We have joining me from Abuja studio, Mrs. Mariam Uwais. She's a special advisor to the president on the social investment programs. Thank you so much, madam, for coming on tonight on the program. And so let's begin the conversation by asking you what the wife of the president has described a failure in the implementation of the funds for the social investment program. Who best could assess the government, if not from the inside? The wife of the president saying that, the wife of your principal saying that the program that you are anchoring has failed.
Well, good evening. I'm glad for the opportunity to address this issue. I think the First Lady speaks to the enormity of the problem. There's a huge poverty deficit in this country, and there is a lot to be done. We have started, and I believe that with sufficient funding, we should be able to address all of the issues. It is not true that we have had 500 billion to work with. In 2016, we only got released 80 billion of the 500 billion appropriated. The second year, we only got 140 billion released. And this year, we've got about half of the amount, 252 billion released to cover the various programs. We have 4 broad programs, and we have made a direct impact on at least 12 million beneficiaries across the country. For the Empower program, and these are direct beneficiaries. Indirect beneficiaries, people, from families, people employed by others, the farmers that have a sustainable income now from the school feeding program, the cooks that are benefiting. These amount to almost 30 million Nigerians. And we do have the data. We have had monitors. We have Action Aid that actually sourced for civil society in every state. They just issued a report about a month ago confirming that these programs are going on in every state. Same thing, we have the ANIJ, it's the association of those CSOs that actually track and monitor recovered loot, the Abacha money that has been invested in the cash transfer program. They came up with their report about 2 weeks ago, and they interviewed almost, I think even more than 30,000 beneficiaries in every part of the, I think 22 states. And they came up with a very good report saying all the monies have been accounted for. They spoke to them one-on-one. You know, I think part of the problem is sitting in Abuja, we really can't, a lot of the impact is being done in the rural areas, and unless the journalists can go and verify, we have all the data on our website. And this is what the civil society have been utilizing to go and reach our beneficiaries and ask them questions, engage them. We have a number of documentaries of them, how it has impacted on their lives. And so I think if you have, for instance, in Kano State, we have 9 million thereabouts by the NBS 2017 data citizens, and we have maybe about half of them below the poverty line, because we have statistics that say about 91 million Nigerians. We have several programs, all the programs going on in Kano. We have 13 million
Mrs. Uwais,
Nigerians.
just if I may get some just a moment, if I may get some clarification, if the wife of the president who said from our own home state and where the SGF comes from, she said the program has failed woefully in Kano, our home state, that she's not clear whether or not it's being gotten or this program is existing in more than one local government areas. Are you saying that those words are not correct, or the fact that she got are not correct?
Yeah, I believe that if she were to listen to the information that is out there, if she were to check on our data, she would be able to track all the beneficiaries. I'm saying that we have over 11,000 graduates that have been recruited and are working in every local government in her home state. We have non-graduates, 440. We started the school feeding program in October 2018. We're in 1,054 primary schools, public primary schools. There are over 2,000 cooks feeding those children, and these facts are verifiable. We have a website that has all the data and all the information where the schools are. So even if the monitors are not, you're not willing to believe the monitors, I believe it's something you can verify yourselves, because I can give you the website and you can track them to confirm.
Tracking them. Okay, so again,
a
major issue here is just quickly, a major, what the import, perhaps what I got from what the wife of the president was saying, an average Nigerian also was not directly contacted or met face to face with those beneficiaries, what they might say, she's perhaps not directly met with them. And she is also saying, in fact, the SGF also, she's putting the SGF in the picture of all these things. And if people in government are saying this thing is not working, in the middle of when this program was launched, is when Nigeria has been described as perhaps the poverty capital of the world. And you said that you're getting people out of poverty with the kind of money that you said you've spent.
Yes, I believe we are working, but we have only scratched the surface, in the sense that we don't have the sufficient funding to address. We have, by our own data, at least 4.2 million indigents or Anambra State, Adamawa State indigents. And if we've done about 300,000 beneficiaries directly, I believe we could do so much more if we had sufficient funding. So I'm saying that, yes, she may not have met them, but the truth is we are there. We are in 12 local governments for the cash transfers. And we're in 12 local governments also for the loans. Challenge is many of them are really poor and they are not known to people that they don't have access to the media. So people won't know them. But I am challenging you to please go onto our website and you will track these people because the information is out there. It's been out there in the public. The civil society is aware. We have worked also with the Economic Summit and Accenture. They have been conducting impact evaluations around the country wherever we have been working. And I'm sure that they can verify that we have been working in those states. So I think we have at least 290,000 beneficiaries directly that we're paying in Adamawa State. So with more funding, we would be able to cover so many more. But right now, we are constrained by funds, and every kobo that we confirm the BVN and the account number of our beneficiaries. So it is something that can be tracked. The JEEP program, the trader money and market money, is managed by the Bank of Industry. The Bank of Industry reports to us. We give them the lump sum money, and they have all the data. They have a control room here in Abuja, and they have a control room in Lagos. They take the pictures of each and every beneficiary, even those that get the 10,000 naira. There is a white register, that's what we call it. And they have the agents that actually track and collect the monies back because it's a loan over a period of 6 months. So I am saying that, yes, the First Lady has every reason to be concerned. The issue of us being the poverty capital, I had clarified 2 or 3 days ago that when I spoke with the World Data Lab, they told me that they used data from 2012, 2013. And I encouraged them to come into Nigeria and work with what we're doing with more current data. They didn't use data from when we started or even during this administration. They used data from 2012 and 2013. This is what they confirmed to me. So I've asked them, and they're likely to come in early, within 2-3 months now. Yeah?
Mrs. Uwais, the data on the poverty capital of the world, where Nigeria was ranked the poorest, again, that aside, I guess part of your agenda is to make Nigerians happy, to make Nigerians richer, is to make Nigerians who are the poorest of the poor to be able to feed themselves, to be able to provide food for their families. But the latest misery index classifies Nigeria as the 6th most miserable country of the world. That again is another statistics that makes Nigerians unhappy, classifying Nigerians in the league of Venezuela and the rest of those people whose people are not happy.
And so is that a question?
That's a question that perhaps what impact directly, practical impact these programs are having on the life of Nigerians. You can tell us empirically the practical impact of these programs on the lives of average Nigerians.
So I'm saying that at least 20%, there's an enrollment increase in public primary schools. At least 20% more children are coming back into classrooms. The reports we get from the impact evaluation from both and it's called the PIU, the Policy Innovation Unit, is that even the children are more diligent and they're more attentive in class. We're boosting their nutrition, we're bringing them back into classrooms, we're supporting parents by giving their children at least one balanced meal in schools. And there's a sustainable income from for the farmers who supply the food items directly to the cooks. So today we have a need for over 7.6 million eggs every week from the poultry farmers. You can imagine how much the rural economy is being impacted by the work we're doing. We have the need for at least 750 cattle every week. We have over 120 metric tons of fish being supplied. So you can imagine what the fish farmers, how this is impacting on them. They must be smiling to the bank. And we just need to scale up. We just need to scale up. We deal with states, state by state, rather than region by region, because there's no saying that if today I'm working in Kano, the state next to Kano, maybe Jigawa, is going to be happy. I have to engage the state governor. There's nobody I engage on a regional basis. So all the information I'm giving you is based on my interactions with the state governors and the feedback that we get from the monitors that are out there in the field, who give us reports, and they have given very good reports. We have never had a safety net program this ambitious and this large. So this country is really diverse. We've gone the extra mile to ensure that we have monitors that give us the feedback from the field. And I challenge you to ask ActionAid. If you don't want to go onto our website, you will get the information from ActionAid, because they recruited all the civil society around the country. You can ask the different civil society, you can ask Accenture, you can ask NIBS. The Interbank Payment System is our enterprise management office. For every beneficiary we're going to pay, we have to confirm, that is the cooks and the Empower, we have to confirm that they are authentic. So we share all their details, including their account numbers and BVN, with NIBS. And the NIBS, once it verifies that they actually exist, we begin to pay. So there is nobody that we have paid that cannot be tracked, or it's an extremely transparent process. And this is what has been the focus of this administration. Let us ensure that every penny that goes out is accounted for. And this is in fact what the Civil Society Association that has been tracking the disbursement of the Abacha loot came up with. They said the money is fully accounted for. They went to over 2,000 communities in this country, and they were able to confirm from them that the money got to them in full. So I could give you the details of that association. I could give you the details.
Okay, Madam, just like, we're going to be getting your final thoughts on some of these issues. You've spoken well enough about what you have done and the impact. Senator Danjuma Gojek, when you appeared in the Senate, also criticized that he's not really met anybody who has been impacted by that from his state. But largely, you said you've gotten about 470.8 billion for Empower, other social investment programs. Those are what you've raised.
It's the 4 programs, all 4 programs.
Okay.
Have utilized 470 billion.
Correct.
Not just Empower. Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
So now,
Empower, for us every month, the cost for 500,000 graduates is 15 billion every month. And we pay them, the funds are not in the presidency. The funds are with the Ministry for Budget and Planning. All I do is sign off on the schedules of the names of those people, and the money gets paid to these beneficiaries.
We need to close this segment, and I need you to close in 30 seconds for us on this. Do you think this is a sustainable project going forward in the next 4 years of this administration? And if so, how can we economically sustain this? Is it sustainable based on our income? In 30 seconds, please.
Oh, yes. I believe that in many countries where they've been able to address poverty, they have had to focus and have a concerted effort on poverty, on a social safety net program such as this one. We have just started putting in the building blocks. Once we're able to address the issue of fiscal space, and we're able to ensure that we put legal backing. We have an entity that is created by law. We should be able, because we've built the data from around the country on where the poor and the vulnerable are. And if Nigerians can see and they can confirm and they can go and verify that this is happening, I believe they will back us. They will know that what we're doing is sincere, it's transparent, it's efficient, and it is having the desired impact because all the money gets to the beneficiaries.
Mrs. Mariam Uwais, Special Advisor to the President on Social Intervention Program. Thank you so much for talking to us on Sunday Politics today.